Julie and I found that it was actually difficult to get pregnant, in spite of my best efforts. After several months passed, we were starting to get a little frustrated. All had changed when I arrived home one night in February '97, and Julie just told me, we're pregnant. And I fell on my knees and I cried. But it was a blessing. And we were both so happy. And during this time, we attended the wedding of an old college friend. And at that wedding, I happened to notice a husband and wife walk into the church along with their 3 precious little girls. And they were all wearing identical dresses, and they all had pretty bows that matched in their hair. And I remember pointing them out to Julie, walking down the aisle, and I told her, I can definitely be a girl dad. And I can even do 3 of them. Fortunately, for us, only one part of that statement. To my beautiful daughter, Claudia, who I'll also call Boo Bear and Bunny Rabbit, depending on the day. Mom and I are so thankful that God blessed us to be your parents. I'm so proud to be your daddy. From the first moment I saw you, my heart was yours. After her be wrapped around your little finger. It seemed like yesterday I was tucking you into bed every night, and we were giving each other butterfly kisses. Now you're a beautiful, smart, driven woman, just like your mom. Just before Claudia turned 2, she became a big sister to Carter, and in her mind, his second mother. This included all mom rights and privileges, such as being sassy, bossy, and generally just telling Carter what to do. This diva attitude set her up perfectly well for dance class at Miss Dee's dance studio. There were weekly lessons and many recitals that took place where Claudia found herself right out front leading the way for all the other little dancers. Growing up, Claudia cheered for various youth football teams in Culpeper and Glen Ellen. She also cheered in the middle and high school teams and several competition cheer travel teams. And she loved being a leader and a captain on all of them. Claudia was an honors student in high school and at JMU, majored in health administration. She graduated from JMU, decided to work for a year, then applied and was accepted to the VCU Masters of Health Administration program, following in mom's footsteps. Claudia is currently finishing the final year of her MHA program as an administrative resident at Wilson Memorial Hospital in Wilson, North Carolina. Now, on to Scott. We've known Scott, Sally, Tim, and Jesse since moving to Ashland. Our families spent many fun times together socializing before and after Patrick Henry High School athletic events. Of course, none of us then had any idea what the future would hold and that we would be here tonight. Now, fast forward years later to June 30th, 2018, when Julie and I were attending Taylor Huber's wedding and happened to cross paths with Scott. It was a lovely barn-style wedding in the Virginia mountains, and everyone was in a celebratory mood. That was certainly the case for Scott. Towards the end of the wedding, Julie and I were slowly walking out and taking in all the sights when we spotted Scott at a distance. He was laid back and resting comfortably in a patio chair. As we got a little closer, Scott appeared to be taking a nap. And impressively, somehow, still holding half a beer in his hand. I debated whether to wake him, but decided to go ahead and give it a shot. As I began to speak, his eyes slowly opened, and I commented on how lovely a wedding that it was, and asked how he'd been. As Scott continued to stir, he attempted to speak. But what came out can only be described as some sort of gibberish. As I was taking all this in, I turned towards Julie. She was politely nodding, smiling, as Scott attempted to tell us something. And I noticed the big smile that Julie had on her face was slowly turning into a smirk. Whatever Scott was trying to say in his mind was very thoughtful. After Scott stopped mumbling and rolled over to continue his peaceful nap, Julie and I quietly made our way to the car and then back home to Ashland, never knowing that that boy, right there, one day, today, would be our But truly, that is a true story. Julie and I could not be happier that Scott and Claudia found each other. Scott, your love for Claudia is clear. I admire your strong work ethic and your commitment to my baby girl. I appreciate how supportive and attentive you are to everything she does. And I also admire how important your family is to you and how you have embraced our family. If you all don't know, earlier this year, Scott dropped everything, quit his job, changed his whole life, and moved to North Carolina to be with Claudia and start a new life together. Claudia's the happiest she's ever been with Scott, and we love him for that. Scott, we are so proud, happy, and blessed that you are the man Claudia will now call her husband. I know that you will take care of my little girl.
Amen.
You better. Julie and I have now been married for 29 years. Julie, you're beautiful, smart, confident, amazing mom and wife. I'm a better man because of you. And Scott, Claudia's just like her mom. And I know she's going to make you a better man too. I want to close by sharing a bit of marriage advice to you, Scott, that was first shared with me from my father-in-law, Bob Thompson, Big Paw, who's now been married to Betty for 60 years.
Just say yes.
Close. This advice is simple but significant and is contained in two very important words. Yes, dear. Those two words spoken together in that exact order will pave the way to many happy and successful years of marriage. So Scott, please say them early and say them often.
Yes, dear.
Now everyone, please raise a glass and join me in the toast to wish God's blessings on the new Mr. and Mrs. Scott Wilkinson.
Amen.